Shifting into part two territory. So let's take a look at this, huh? We start with number five, Jaylen Hertz. Last year he was number six. This is a guy that's carried this Philadelphia Eagles team to two Super Bowls in a span of, I believe, 3 years. So again, this is a team that is built to win, is built to go to the big game, and their quarterback is a big time quarterback. Jalen Hurts has definitely proven that he can get to the big game. He's definitely proved himself in the playoffs. He's got obviously losing in I believe it was 2022. Yeah, the 2022-2023 I believe season against the Chiefs, and then this year exploded and they just thrashed the Chiefs. So in New Orleans, overall, like Jalen Hurts is that guy. He is the Philadelphia Eagles' future. There should be no question. There should stop being doubts on what kind of person he is, or what kind of player he's going to be, or is he clutch, or is he this. He dominated that game. He was a part of a reason of why they won the Super Bowl. His chip on his shoulder. I mean, it's a great story. I love this Jalen Hurts story. Just a lot of discipline, a lot of determination, and a whole lot of blocking the noise of all the haters, man. Because honestly, he definitely had some criticism, and I think people just didn't believe in Jalen Hurts except himself and his teammates, and it's just beautiful, right? So Jalen Hurts, man, number five, 26 years old, 5 years in the league, 4 years, $197 million. 15 games played, 68.7 completion percentage, 2,903 yards, 18 touchdowns, 5 picks, 193.5 yards per game, 103.7 rating, 65.6 QBR, three fourth quarter comebacks, four game winning drives, 150 rushes for 630 yards, 14 touchdowns, a lot of those with obviously the tush push. 42 yards per game with nine fumbles. In the playoffs, again, won the Super Bowl. The four games he played, 71.4 completion percentage, 726 yards, five touchdowns, one pick, 181.5 yards per game, 108.6 rating, sacked 13 times, 34 rushes for 194 yards, five touchdowns, 48.5 yards per game, and one fumble. He was a Super Bowl MVP. He was fifth in rating. He was eighth in completion percentage. This is obviously throughout the league. 10th in QBR, fourth in game winning drives, fifth in comebacks, and fifth in rushing touchdowns, all in the league. Yeah, Jalen Hurts, super deserving Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP, whatnot. I am so excited to see what he does. This team reloaded in the draft. I think this team is definitely, I think, has a high chance of going back to the Super Bowl again. Yeah, this is an Eagles team that is in the midst of could be potential dynasty for sure. So I'm excited to see what happens with them. I'm excited to see what Jalen Hurts does. I would like to see him have numbers that are like Joe or that are like Patrick Mahomes. Um, you know what I mean? But again, they have so much talent. You got to spread it out, and he is a hybrid type quarterback. So overall, Jalen Hurts, I love this. I love this countdown start of this. I hope to see a full season of this, and Jalen Hurts doing what he's got to do best and continue to play a chip in his shoulder. All right, number four. Last year, the same countdown. These lists might be a little boring towards the end, but it's the same consecutive QBs that are lethal and they are impactful and they are award winners and just they are really just climbing to prove something. All of them, right? Lamar Jackson. Let's start with Lamar Jackson at number four. Last year, again, number four as well. So he stayed put, even though his season was very hard to just be like number four sounds super low, but we'll get to it. 28 years old, 7 years in the league, 3 years, $147.5 million, 17 games played, 66.7 completion percentage, 4,172 yards, 41 touchdowns, four picks, 245.4 yards per game, 119.6 rating, 77.3 QBR, sacked 23 times, two fourth quarter comebacks, two game winning drives, 139 rushes for 915 yards, four touchdowns, 53.8 yards per game with 10 fumbles. In the playoffs, the two games that he played, 73.9 completion percentage, 429 yards, four touchdowns, one pick, 214 and a half yards per game, 122 and a half rating. Three times that he got sacked, 21 rushes for 120 yards, 60 yards per game there with a fumble. He was a Pro Bowler. He was a first team All Pro, second in the MVP voting, second in Offensive Player of the Year voting, sixth in passing yards, second in passing touchdowns, first in rating, 10th in passing yards per game, and first in QER. This was honestly Lamar Jackson's all around best season yet, best season ever for him. The 41 touchdowns and four picks is insane. He was definitely a great passing QB for a team that's receivers are okay at best, but they're not top tier, right? So these stats were amazing, and even in the playoffs, they were also amazing. It was not like he was. It was not like the old Lamar. It wasn't the choke Lamar. It wasn't the I'm fumbling. I'm throwing really crucial picks at the wrong time. I'm making a bonehead play where I shouldn't have thrown it into double coverage, but I just did. Like the nerves, right? Like no, I didn't see any of that. I saw him being confident. I saw him on a mission, and I think it's just unfortunate events, dude. I mean, honestly, like that touchdown at the end zone against Buffalo to Mark Andrews was there, right? I think at the end of it, he couldn't have thrown a better pass. I mean, he made the decision. I don't think it's a bad decision. He was open. Honestly, Mark Andrews fumbled the bag. He dropped that pass, and it cost him the game. And I know I could see the frustration in Lamar, but this is where we're gonna draw the line on the criticism as of right now. You cannot criticize this man for what he did. He tried to do everything he could to try to get his team back to the AFC title game. Again, why is he number four? Well, the other three are amazing in their own right. One definitely has won. The other one has been to the big game. The other one has been at multiple AFC title games, and has done some crucial things. Lamar Jackson has done crucial things, but and it's not about him. It's not his fault per se. But I would like to see it. He needs to get to more AFC title games, and he needs to make a Super Bowl appearance, dude. Because the divisional rounds are sad, dude, and they are frustrating because this team is a Super Bowl worthy team. So they should not be bounced in the divisional. Again, they got bounced by the Bills, but overall, like this was a team that I think, should have won that game or tied it. It would have been, a classic, and it is a classic in its own right. But really, I believe that Lamar, yeah, if he can lead them to AFC titles, Super Bowl. I mean, yeah, I mean, honestly, the sky's the limit. I don't believe he's number four. I don't think that's his ceiling, but I do believe that there's just too many QBs and too many debates. Lamar, that's my debate for me. It's honestly he needs to make it farther, but again, has done so many great things. The best running quarterback of all time. Overall, he's just deserving of being a top five guy. It's not even a question. Number three, we do have Joe Burrow. He dropped one spot this year, and mainly because the Josh Allen Joe Burrow debate is every year. I feel like up and down, wishy washy. I think Joe Burrow usually takes the cake on that, but again, I think it's a shift. It's a shift right now. But yeah, Joe Burrow, number three, 28 years old, 5 years in the league, 5 years under $98.63 million. 17 games played, 70.6 completion percentage, 4,918 yards, 43 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 289.3 yards per game, 108.5 rating, 74.7 QBR, sacked 48 times, one fourth quarter comeback, two game winning drives, 42 rushes for 201 yards and two touchdowns, 11.8 yards per game, and he did have 11 fumbles. He was comeback player of the year. He was fourth in the MVP voting. He was fifth in offensive player of the year voting. He was a Pro Bowler. He was first in passing yards in the league, first in passing touchdowns, third in rating, first in passing yards per game, fourth in completion percentage, and third in QBR. So overall, he won a lot. He did a lot. He is definitely a guy that there are Sundays where he is the best QB in the NFL, like even better than Mahomes. He's also proven it because he's beaten him before. Okay, um, he's better than he has better games than Josh Allen's. He's got better games than Lamar Jackson's. Like these quarterbacks that are at the top of the top, like Joe Burrow is at the top of the top. I think that he's three, and the main reason he lost is really because of the playoffs. A, he didn't get to go. B, the injuries kind of not for him this year per se, but last year that was pretty bad. So the fact that he hasn't really been to the playoffs in the past couple years, there's just no body of work that you know that he can do in the big game besides like the other years, right? The 2023, 2022, like but you don't know. You don't know, right? It's been a while since he's been to the Super Bowl, you know? I mean, what is he going to do in the playoffs, dude? You know what I mean? From what people know, I mean, he's obviously brilliant, but again, he needs to show that. The fact that he has missed his chance of it, even this year, missing his chance of it, I think that kind of hurts him. Mainly also because, well, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, I mean, let's be real, those are the two guys left, right, in this countdown. And Josh Allen he had a monster year. He worked with, I feel like, almost nobody. And, also winning an MVP in my case, like that, yeah, that's kind of hard to argue. So, again, playoffs matter, getting to the playoffs matter. And with Joe Burrow, even if it's not his fault, this man gotta see him in the playoffs, dude. So overall, I enjoy Joe Burrow. I think it's great. It's great competition, man. And I do want to see what he does this year. Hopefully, he stays the way he did this year, and completely just dominate. So, but he's very deserving of being a top three guy. Any given day, this man is number one. I mean, honestly. So it's wishy washy on the countdown, but Joe Burrow, he's been great. All right, number two. It's Josh Allen, dude. Josh Allen, very deserving of being in this list for sure. He's been on this list almost every year, deserving of being number two, man, just because of the season, dude. His NFL campaign, MVP campaign, the ability to get into the AFC title game, getting through the Ravens. That's a huge step for him. Almost beating the Chiefs and getting to the Super Bowl, that could have been huge. I think he still would have been number two in my book, but it's Josh Allen, right? He played with almost feels like nobody, but he made it work, and I think that's what's the beauty of it. So he deserves that. Honestly, it's just sad to see him getting robbed of winning or even getting to a Super Bowl. So that kind of sucks, honestly. But from the standpoint of like what he was doing everything at such a high level. He was entertaining to watch. I mean, definitely entertaining to put on Sunday and be like, what is he gonna do? What is he gonna do next? Josh Allen, man, 28 years old, 7 years in the league, 6 years, $330 million that he just signed, well deserved. 17 games played, 63.6 completion percentage, set 3,731 yards, 28 touchdowns, 6 picks, 219 and a half yards per game, 101.4 rating, 77.3 QBR, sacked 14 times, two game winning drives, 102 rushes for 531 yards, and 12 touchdowns, 31.2 yards per game with five fumbles. In the playoffs, again, to the AFC title game, the three games he played, he had 70.7 completion percentage. He had 636 passing yards, four touchdowns, no picks, 212 yards per game, 109.6 rating, sacked five times, 29 rushes for 105 yards and two touchdowns, which is 35 yards per game, and he had three fumbles, with one of them being kind of questionable. Yeah, again, MVP, sixth in Offensive Player of the Year, Pro Bowler, seventh in passing touchdowns in the league, eighth in rating, first in QBR, ninth in rushing touchdowns. So overall, yeah, a solid season. Um, Definitely a guy that's gonna be haunted by an AFC title game. haunted by the fact that he lost to Mahomes again in a big moment. But overall, Josh Allen is Josh Allen. He's a very vital piece. He's the heartbeat of the Buffalo Bills, and he really turned it up this year. And you got to have faith that this team is contending, especially with Josh Allen at the helm. So good on him. Definitely deserving of being high on this list. Last but not least, it's Patrick Mahomes at number one, and it has not changed. Last year he was number one. This year he was number one. The Super Bowl loss has made people doubt this man's legacy. The Super Bowl has made people think that he's just not, he doesn't have it. These people think that the Chiefs dynasty's over. These people think that, he played such a horrible game. Like, the GOAT conversation is done. Like, Tom Brady's the guy, right? And while some of them may be true, and yeah, I mean, Tom Brady is the guy, the GOAT debate is far from over. He still has three Super Bowls under his belt, and by the age like under 30 years old, he's been to the Super Bowl 5 times, I believe. If you're counting the two losses, then yeah, 5 times. And he's worked with almost no receivers at times, and just plainly fast. And he's won Super Bowls. Yes, he's had the defense, but it's Patrick Mahomes, man. He creates magic with nothing at times, and he just creates it, dude. He's an unbelievable player. He's obviously a first ballot Hall of Famer. The GOAT conversation is not done. And this Super Bowl is, yeah, he's gonna be hurting, but this man is gonna come back. And yes, I do believe he will win another Super Bowl. Actually, I believe he'll win multiple Super Bowls still. I still think he's got in the bag. And this Chiefs dynasty is not over. It's not. So if whatever people are saying, they keep saying it. I think Mahomes will deliver. He's 29 years old, 8 years in the league, 7 years, $315.68 million. 16 games played, 67 and a half completion percentage, 3,928 yards, 26 touchdowns, 11 picks, 245 and a half yards per game, 93 and a half rating, 67.6 QBR, sacked 36 times, five fourth quarter comebacks, 7 game-winning drives, 58 rushes for 307 yards and 2 touchdowns, 19.2 yards per game with 2 fumbles in the postseason. Got all the way to the Super Bowl. 3 games played, 66.3 completion percentage, 679 yards, 5 touchdowns, 2 picks, 226.3 yards per game, 101.4 rating, sacked 11 times, one fourth quarter comeback, 1 game-winning drive, 22 rushes for 82 yards and 2 touchdowns, 27.3 yards per game, and 3 fumbles. He was sixth in the MVP voting. He was 17th in the Offensive Player of the Year voting. Seventh in passing yards in the league, ninth in passing touchdowns, ninth in passing yards per game, 10th in completion percentage, eighth in QBR, first in game-winning drives, and first in comebacks. Again, Mahomes at its finest. He'll be back, and people will hate it, but Mahomes is number one, and he will remain number one.